She sat on the pavement every morning before the city truly woke up. Wrapped in a faded shawl, hair streaked with gray and dust, eyes lowered not out of shame but exhaustion. People passed her every day, some with hurried steps, some with disgust, some without even seeing her at all. To them, she was just another beggar. Another shadow on the street. Another inconvenience in a world too busy to care. She never asked for much. Just enough to survive. A piece of bread. A few coins. Sometimes, just a kind look. But kindness had become rare. Especially from those who once promised her everything. That morning, the street was louder than usual. Luxury cars rolled past. One of them slowed down near the traffic signal. Inside sat a well-dressed man in his 40s, his expensive watch catching the sunlight. Beside him, in the back seat, sat his young son, bright-eyed, observant, curious about the world. The man barely noticed the woman outside. His eyes were fixed on his phone. Deals, meetings, profits. He had places to be and people to impress. When the woman took a small step forward and raised her trembling hand, he frowned. Why did these people crowd the streets? He muttered, irritation heavy in his voice. They should be cleared away. The driver looked straight ahead. The signal was still red. The woman recognized the car before she recognized the man inside. Her heart skipped, not with hope, but with pain. She didn't step closer. She didn't call out his name. She had promised herself long ago that she never would. Pride, no. Love, the kind that stays silent, even when it breaks you. But the child in the back seat leaned forward, pressing his face to the window. His eyes locked onto the woman. Something about her felt familiar. Not her clothes, not her posture, but her eyes. He frowned slightly, studying her face. The lines, the sadness, the way she clutched the edge of her shawl like she was holding onto the last piece of herself. "Dad," the boy said softly. The man sighed, annoyed. "What is it?" The boy didn't answer immediately. He opened the door and stepped out before anyone could stop him. "Hey," the man shouted, "get back in the car." But the boy didn't listen. He walked toward the woman slowly, as if afraid she might disappear. The woman looked up, startled. When her eyes met the boy's, her breath caught. She knew that face. She had kissed it 1,000 times. She had prayed over it every night once. Her hands began to shake. The boy stood in front of her and whispered, "Dad, that's Mom." The world stopped. The words hit the man like a blow to the chest. He laughed once, sharply, in disbelief. "Don't be ridiculous," he snapped. "Your mother is dead." The woman closed her eyes. That sentence had killed her a long time ago. The boy turned back to his father, eyes filled with certainty. "No, it's her. I know it." The man stepped out of the car, anger rising. He looked at the woman properly for the first time. Really looked. And suddenly, the years peeled away. The memories came flooding back. Her smile, her voice, her sacrifices. His knees felt weak. "Is it you?" he asked, his voice barely audible. She didn't answer right away. When she finally spoke, her voice was calm, but heavy with years of swallowed pain. "You said I was dead. So I stayed dead." Silence wrapped around them. He remembered the night he had thrown her out. The night success had hardened his heart. When she questioned his choices. When she begged him to slow down, to remember their family. He had called her a burden. A distraction. He had chosen money over love. "You left," he whispered. She looked at him, eyes glistening. "No, you abandoned me." The boy looked between them, confusion and fear mixing on his small face. "Mom, why didn't you come back?" She reached out, hesitated, then gently placed her hand on his cheek. The touch broke her. Tears streamed down her face. "Because I didn't want you to see me like this. Because I wanted you to grow up proud of your father, even if it meant forgetting me." The man collapsed to his knees on the pavement, uncaring of who saw him. The same pavement she had slept on countless nights. "I searched for you," he lied weakly. She shook her head. "No, you replaced me." Guilt choked him. For years, he had built an empire. But standing there, he realized he had lost everything that mattered. "I'm sorry," he said, over and over. "I was blind. I was cruel. Please, come home. She looked at him for a long moment. Then she looked at her son. The child clung to her hand like he never wanted to let go. I don't need your house, she said quietly. I needed your respect. He bowed his head, tears falling freely now. I'll do anything. She took a deep breath. Then start by teaching him compassion. Teach him to stop for the people the world ignores. The traffic light turned green. Cars honked. Life rushed on. But something had changed forever. The boy hugged his mother tightly, his small arms wrapping around her like he was trying to make up for lost years. She held him back, breathing him in, grounding herself in the miracle of the moment. She wasn't a beggar. She was a mother who had loved in silence, suffered in dignity, and waited, not for riches, but for recognition. And sometimes, it only takes a child's pure heart to remind the world of what truly matters.